Okay, so welcome to a Car Talk Thursday. Thing number one, no room tour Thursday today. Because you know how I said I was going to try to move in all my figures? There's an episode of BoJack Horseman. I believe it's a season 1 episode where it is season 1 because it's about his autobiography, which he isn't writing. He's ghostwriting it because Diane is actually the one doing his autobiography. And the guy the literal penguin who works at Penguin House, which I want to say was voiced by Patton Oswalt. I might completely be misremembering that part. But it's like, okay, BoJack, I need you to get all of these things done by this day next week. Like, you have a week to do it. And then BoJack's like, sure, I could do that. No problem. 1 week later. Ah, shit, I didn't do any of those things. That's me with the figures. I actually moved my Fate figures today. I finally got some done. They're still all in their boxes, which means they're taking up more space. But I don't know where I want to put the boxes when I unbox them. So we're still kind of figuring some of this out. But we are trying to do this. We are trying to make some progress. So I guess I'll talk about that real quick. Like, video updates. Like I said, room tour Thursday. That will happen when it happens, but probably not anytime soon. The season 3 Friendship is Magic tier list I need to do soon because I have only 1 episode left of season 4. And in that, same with the Somnium video. I think my plan for the Somnium 2 video is possibly on my next day off. And in that, possibly my next day off, maybe a little sooner depending on how I am tomorrow. I know I've got to watch a free run and do the free run video tomorrow. Take the pen out. Next day off because I started working today. I'm really happy about that. Orientation was yesterday, and the actual starting the job and the on-the-job training was today. I'm not going to go super deep into all the details, because one of the things you do, like, when they sign a place, it's like, okay, like, make sure you're a good representative of us. You know, let's call them Disney, because it's not Disney. But it's like, you know, like, be a good representative of Disney, you know, be an ambassador of Disney, etc., kind of thing. And, like, you know, I swear a lot on my channel. Particularly in my last worm video, I know I said a particularly no kind of word. So because of that, I don't want to be like, yeah, you know, swear, aggressive phrase, blah, 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 blah. By the way, I work for the mouse. Like that, I don't want to do that. But I'll go into, like, I don't want to be super vague about it. It's like, yeah, I'm working maintenance at a local restaurant. That is what I am doing. So a lot of today was kind of learning about that stuff. And, like, the last thing I did for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so was washing the windows. This is a weird thing to say, but I kind of really enjoyed washing the windows. It was like, here's something very simple. It's time consuming, but it's very simple to just be alone with your thoughts, doing manual labor. And somehow my brain goes, yes, this is it. This is peak. This is the pinnacle. So yeah, I started work. I mean, it's not like you can tell what time it is, and I don't know when I'll actually be able to post this, because it's not like my parents' place has the fastest internet. So for all I know, this won't get posted till like 9 p.m. I work a very early shift. I started at 5 o'clock and I was done at like 12:15. Tomorrow I'm going in at 5 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, that's... On the one hand, I'm like, that's not ideal. But I'm also like, that's literally what Jose has done, you know, the entire time he lived with us. And Jose seemed to like his shift just fine. That's kind of one of the things that made me okay with it. I was like, yeah, I know Jose gets up before the sun, but he's done it like 2 o'clock. And he's like, yeah, I love it. I just kind of hang out for the rest of the day. I go to bed early, but I can still, like, do stuff for a lot of my afternoon and my evening. Like, I kind of like that. We'll see how that goes. I'm starting to feel the tiredness a little bit, but I still feel like I have a lot of energy. So I feel good about that. I'm enjoying it. So we'll see how it goes. Other important life stuff. I said I want to take the bar in July. I got the last document I need, I think, because essentially what they said is, we don't really have that document on file anymore because it's been 5 years, like exactly now 5 years. But here's essentially a document we're giving you to let, like, so you can send it and say, like, that you're Gucci. I'm like, hopefully that's fine. So I'm getting that printed. I hope to have it printed by later today. So, what is today? Yeah, today's Thursday. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this video. Hopefully, like, tomorrow, I can try to get it all squared away and sent to the bar for registration. If not, it might be sometime next week, but progress is being made, and I'm excited for that. Stay with me for a bit, but I want to tell a story. This is the story of my Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night, I'm in my bed, and I'm reading some One Piece. Which, by the way, I guess, quick tangent to go into the reading stuff. Worm, I finished part 9, partway into part 10. I think I have 3 chapters left, including the 2 interludes. Really enjoying part 10. Part 10's been a lot of fun. Looks like part 11 is going to be long. I don't know if it's another Endbringer already, or if it's just long to be long, but I'm like, oh, that's going to take a while. One Piece, I'm in Skypiea. I'm in that, like, survival arc of Skypiea. I think I have 4 volumes left of Skypiea. That sounds about right. I'm enjoying it. I don't think I'm at a point right now where I'm like, dude, this is amazing. But I'm having a really good time. Like, that's just, to me, that's just kind of what One Piece is. Like, it's just a good time. It's just fun. But on this Tuesday night, I was reading One Piece. I was reading some Skypiea. And I shut down. I conked out. I passed out. This was around 8:30, 8:45, and I woke up, it was about 10 or so. And I was like, okay. I have orientation tomorrow. It's at 2 p.m., so, like, I don't need to go to bed early. But I've been doing that lately, and I know I'm going to have an early shift once it starts, which will likely be Thursday, which is correct. I was like, I should try to go to bed early. I don't know. It's only 10. I could be awake a little longer. Let me try reading some more One Piece. No, I'm tired again. I'm going to pass out. So I fall asleep. I wake up. It's like 3:30, 3:45, somewhere in that range. And I'm like, okay. Good news. I'm up at 3. Because I figure I'll probably have to wake up around this time when I start going to work. So it's good that my body already understands the assignment. The bad news, I don't go to work yet today. Or again, like, not orientations at 2 p.m. What the fuck am I supposed to do at 3:30? I don't want to, like, run a bath or a shower because I'm probably going to wake up my parents. I don't want to go out and, like, work out and have a run because I don't want to be walking or running at 3 a.m. Like, no, I mean, there's probably not going to be any cars out there, but if there are, there's no way they're going to see me, and I don't want to get murdered. It could happen. I don't want to risk it or chance it. So I'm sitting there just not knowing what to do, and my brain goes, just go to Clay's. It doesn't matter that it's like 4 a.m. You have a key. You can just drive. You can go over. Jose will be up in like an hour or so. He's going to work, but you can see him. You can say, what's up? You can play some Persona. Have a good time. And for some reason, I say, you're right, brain. I'm going to do that. So I get in my car, and I drive over to go to Clay's. And as I'm like going my usual route, there's a point where I just feel the tiredness hit me. And I'm like, oh boy. And I fall asleep. And then I wake up at Clay's. I'm like, okay. Oh, that's terrifying. That is genuinely terrifying. I should not have fucking gone in my car. I should not have done this drive. This was stupid, stupid, stupid. But I'm here. I guess I'll go hang out. So I hung out for a bit. I think I said hi to Jose. And then it's, I don't know, maybe like 5:30 or so. I'm like, okay. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go back. So I go in. I'm having some trouble with my car, and I'm getting kind of scared. But I'm in the car. I start driving back. I'm on a familiar road. And then my car turns into a scooter. And I realize, oh, I'm dreaming. I probably never even went to Clay's. And then I wake up and I'm in my room, not at Clay's, but like here at the house. And I'm like, oh, okay, that explains why I went on a drive at like 4 a.m. That explains why I fell asleep during it. I fell asleep while in a dream. Boy, that's weird. Okay. Well, hold on a second. What if I'm still dreaming? There's only one way to check. There's only one way to find out. I'm going to see if I can fly. Because for some reason, my brain's like, if I can fly, I'm dreaming. If I can't fly, then surely I must be awake. But I start flying. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I was dreaming, and at one point in my dream, I fell asleep and woke back up, continued the plot line of that dream, woke up again, but was still trapped inside a dream. Gotcha. We got fucking layers to this. Like, hello, Inception. So I start flying. I'm like, okay, I'm dreaming. I know I'm dreaming. I can take advantage of this. So what I'm trying to manifest is a nice tea party with a lovely lady, with a lovely well-endowed goth lady. Like, we're gonna enjoy this. We're just gonna have a nice date, have a lovely time, and it kind of starts to happen. But then the dream does its own thing, where because I can fly, I'm a superhero. And I don't even remember what my name was, but like basically my thing was like, I can do anything. You know, like I'm fast, I'm strong, I have durability, I can fly. And there's a point where I realize something important. I can't do everything. Because I can't save a random stranger a bunch of money on his car insurance. Because there is dead ass an ad break in my dream for, it's not even for like Geico or something. It was for like an antique store. And one of the things they do in this antique store is they sell insurance. And I'm not even mad because I'm so just like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, that was kind of a clever ad. I can respect it. And then later in the dream, there's another ad for the same store. And I remember being mad at this. I was like, that one wasn't even good. And I don't even remember what happened. It was so strange and bizarre. I know there was another point then where I woke up and I started writing down what was happening in my dream. And I remember saying to myself, this isn't happening, I'm still dreaming. Because that has happened to me so many times where I've had a dream that I thought was super interesting, and I woke up, started writing it down, went back to sleep, woke up for real, and realized I didn't write any of that down. I was dreaming the whole time. Fuck, damn it. But this time I knew, it's like, I know I'm asleep. But the fact that while I am asleep, I am still trying to commit it to memory, I'm hoping this time I will actually remember a lot of it. And clearly I did. But it was so weird. And then so I can say this. When I woke up at 3:30, that was real. That was me genuinely, I am awake. I am having trouble falling asleep. I just didn't realize when I had. And then when I woke up, it was 8:30, somewhere around there. But what an experience that was. I don't know what was in those pages of One Piece I read on my phone, but I was tripping something, man. On other things to update. So that's the reading project, gaming project. Coded progress has been very slow, mostly because I've been doing other stuff like playing 3-load. But when it comes to Coded, I've beaten Traverse Town, Wonderland, and I'm pretty early into Coliseum. I think the more I play it, the more I'm like, okay, I like the game. I think the gameplay roulette is pretty interesting and kind of cool. I don't think I quite love it, though. But I'm not at a point where I'm like, I just want to drop it like I was with Days, because I was having no fun with Days. Like, I still want to mess around with Coded for a bit, but I'm not like, oh man, I gotta keep playing this. And then with 3-load, because the PS5 is still at the house, so I have not been being able to put as much time into it as I would like. But I'm having a great time. I love just doing social link shit, hanging out with people, fusing the right personas so I can make them like me more, doing my social stats. It's like, hey, do you want to go to Tartarus tonight? No, tonight's Tuesday. You know what that means? It means I work in the cafe, because I get something in my charm, I get something in my courage, and I get money. And it's Tuesday, which means I get a bonus. I get more money. I'm a fool if I don't do this. And the next day, all right, I want to go to Tartarus. Well, this person doesn't want to go. Damn it, I don't want to go without a full party. It's Persona. I love it. I'm having a good time with it. Watching, that's another pin. So Clay and I have watched essentially all of season 4 together. There's a couple episodes that he hasn't seen, but we pretty much just watched them together. So yesterday, so it was after orientation, I'm like, okay, I have to wake up early. It's about 5 o'clock. Clay's also here right now, like he's at his place, because he had an early shift. We can make some progress. Depending on what time we get started, maybe we can finish the season. And it got to a point where I'm like, okay, I really want to. So we had 6 episodes left. We watched 3 of them. So what was left was Equestria Games and Twilight's Kingdom, which is a 2-parter. I was like, okay, we could watch all 3 of these. Or we could skip Equestria Games and just get to Twilight's Kingdom, because I want to go ahead and watch it. I really want to watch it and see how it is. Clay had said before, like, he just kind of watched the whole season with me. He's like, I really want to watch rewatch this finale. He has no interest in watching Equestria Games, and I'm like, I'm doing it for completion's sake. I think it's going to be the worst episode of the show, because I remember how much I hated it when I first saw it. And granted, I haven't rewatched it. Maybe I'll think it's all right. But I was like, here's what I'm thinking, Clay. Let's skip it, watch the finale, because you don't want to watch it, and I would rather we get to something else now. I will go back and watch it later, which, I mean, I went home, took a bath, went to sleep, and then went to work. So I haven't had a chance to yet. Hopefully, I'm expecting later today, I'll go ahead and watch it and just get it done, so then I am done with season 4. After that, I am not going to watch season 5. Gonna watch the movie. Not the Equestria Girl stuff, although I did go ahead and watch the first one, and I do plan on watching the others. I'm gonna watch the movie. Now, it came out after season 7, and some of the stuff that happens in it directly impacts season 8. So that's kind of when it chronologically happens, and Starlight makes a cameo in the movie with Trixie, which makes me go, okay, so it is after the season 5 finale, which, I mean, if she's with Trixie, that's like, it's somewhere after season 6. So yeah, it feels pretty fair to watch it after season 7, and it's for sure before season 8. But I was digging into the movie like a day or 2 ago, and as I was doing it, I realized, yeah, the movie went into production after season 4. So that's how the movie is written. It's written with the continuity of the first 4 seasons. And from what I remember, aside from just a quick cameo by Starlight, that's kind of it for seasons 5 through 7. And I feel like genuinely, if that's the case, if I watch it after season 7, it's going to make me mad. It made me mad when I first saw it. I really didn't like it. Because I'm like, oh my goodness, like plot hole, continuity. Mostly like a lot of, I mean, there was shit in the movie I just genuinely didn't like. But I feel like a lot of it was the continuity of this feels off. If I watch it after season 4, which is, this is when it was written. Again, there might have been some changes here and there throughout, but it's like, this is when we understood this is what we're doing with the movie. I might be a lot more forgiving of it, at least when it comes to the continuity aspects. So, and I was telling this to Clay, and he's like, you just want to get it out of the way, don't you? I'm like, that's part of it, I won't lie. But I feel like I do want to get it out of the way, but it genuinely makes sense for me to do this. So, maybe today I can get the movie done with Clay. I don't know. Maybe we'll watch Equestria Games together. I'll do it solo. I don't know. But that's that. He said when it comes to season 5, he wants to watch the Glim Glam episodes. So the first 2 and the last 2. And then with season 6 and 7 and the rest of season 5, sounds like I'm pretty much going solo, which is fine. And then he hasn't seen season 8 or season 9, so he wants to watch those with me. So what I had him do yesterday, I had him do a die roll. I was like, okay, for those times when I want to go ahead and watch something, but I can't watch Friendship is Magic because, like, you want to watch those episodes with me, what should be the thing I watched? And Zom 100 is what got rolled, which, funny enough, is what Billy initially rolled for what I should watch, and then said, I'm going to change it, and then what he changed it to ended up being Friendship is Magic, so it's kind of perfect. So again, haven't started it yet, but I assume soon-ish I'll probably end up watching some Zom 100. Let's see. Dream job, blah, blah. What does that even say? Oh, that's 3-load. The only other thing is VN progress. So, I finished the last chapter, which means I have to go back and mess with the flashback chapter, which, as I've said before, is less going to be, here's just a whole chapter, and more of, okay, this flashback is going to go here, earlier in the script, this one will go here in the script, and then a couple getting cut. I went ahead and then just reviewed all of the sprites that I had listed in the script. I was like, okay, what are the ones that just don't appear that often and aren't super necessary? What are some that are, this sprite is not too different from this sprite, so let's just kind of conflate them together, boom, etc., etc. And there was one where a character had 10 sprites and then ended up with 3 because I essentially took out any instance of her emoting, which sounds bad, but honestly, I feel like that makes more sense for the character in my head. Like, there were times I was like, oh yeah, she would get, like, really upset or, like, really snarky, and I'm like, that doesn't really fit her character. Like, it's kind of funny, and I get it, but that's not what she's supposed to be. Like, let me just take out instances of her emoting. I'm like, yeah, this is more in line with who she actually is. And then there's other characters who are still very expressive and emote a lot and still got a lot of sprites cut. Like, one character was at 20 and now is at like 7 or 8. Another went from like 16 to 8. A lot of progress was done. So I've spent quite a bit of the last week or so communicating with the artist, just kind of getting a lot of things like hashed out, figured out, making sure we're all Gucci. And it was like a day or two ago, I think it was it was yesterday afternoon or evening or so, and I was like, okay, I think we kind of got the last thing squared away, so I assume they're going to start working on like the next character design. Will probably be a few days before I get it, maybe like a week or so, and we'll kind of go from there. And then, not long later, it's like, oh yeah, this character design is now done. I'm like, how do you work so fast? And it looks great! Oh, he looks so good! Oh, I love our artist. Again, it's like, I don't know if I should give them like a full-on shout out, because I don't know if that's something they would want, but I love them. They're great. I've said it before. To me, it's like the things I really wanted in an artist for this project. Number 1, I want to genuinely like the art style. Check. Number 2, I really need your prices to be something I can afford. Very affordable. Check. Thing number 3, I need someone who will communicate with me. It's like, yeah, you don't have to respond 2 seconds after I send you an email, but hopefully within a few days. Now, like, if something's going on, like you're on vacation, I understand that. If there's been some kind of emergency going on, I understand that. But I would like it if, within a few days or so, I'll hear back from you. And when you send me something, I want to get back to you in a few days. And if I'm going to be a while, I will let you know. They're very responsive, very quick on communication. Check. And I also would like someone who can work relatively fast. Like, I'm hoping within a week, 10 days, like, we can get a sketch done. And after the sketch, then we can kind of get the finished part. Like, oh yeah, it took like less than a day, and here it is, and I nailed it on the first try. Like, Adam, are you so good? This is perfect. This is amazing. Like, one of the more recent episodes that I watched was is For Whom the Sweetie Belle Tolls, which is Sweetie Belle's Luna episode, because all the Crusaders have one. Scootaloo in season 3, Apple Bloom in season 5, and Sweetie Belle's season 4 right in the middle. And then in season 6, they all team up to fight Luna's depression. I don't remember how good that episode is. Like, if it's something that, like, really works, or if it's like, what? Anyways, point. Sweetie Belle is throwing on a play that she wrote, directed, and starred in with her friends. And all anyone wanted to talk about afterwards were the costumes that her sister made. And she's like, why does everyone only care about the costumes? Rarity upstaged me. Gurg. And there's that part of my brain that goes, is that what's about to happen here? That the story I made is not that good? That the characters don't work? But the character designs are gonna fucking carry it because they're just so good. Like, one of the first ones we got was for a character that the design was so good, I actually rewrote the character a bit to match it. Like, it is a pretty big change. I changed their race, not like their skin tone, but, like in a fantasy setting kind of way. It's like I changed their race because, like, this is way more fitting with their design. And honestly, I feel like it pivots their personality very well too. So we can do that. And the next character we got was, the main character's love interest. And I remember when I got it, I was so fucking happy with how good she looked. And my brain kind of went, I get it now. It's like, now that I can see her, I get, like, why our main character is so devoted to her. And granted, it's like, I genuinely really like her character too, but it's like, it really helped. Like, I love seeing my characters come to life, man. And funny enough, I sent Clay the main character, because the main character's design was the one that our artist did just last night. So I was like, okay, I can't send this to Clay right now because it's 4 a.m. I don't want to wake him up, and I'll send him on my break. So I sent it to him on break, and then not long later, he just sends me a response with, oh, I get it now. I get why she likes him so much now. I thought that was really funny. Like, he was telling me a day or two ago, he's like, dude, I love our artist so much. I can't wait to see more of the designs they make. And then, what do you know, like, right on cue, here's the main character, and they look, I'm like, man, the main antagonist is next, who's my favorite character in the story. I adore her. And I am so excited to see what our artist is going to do with her. Oh, it's going to be great. I'm in a good mood thinking about it. I'm no longer about to fall asleep. I say as I'm yawning, so never mind. I'm full of it, I guess. That's it for this one. That's it for this CTT episode. So what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to go over to Clay's. If he is awake, I want to discuss more of, because this was the sketch of our main character. And he'd be like, okay, are we 100% Gucci with it? Are there some things that we maybe want to change because we have some revisions we can use? anything we want to do there, yes or no, and then send the artist a response. If he's asleep, I'm just going to boot up Persona. It is what it is. I would just play some 3-load. I think I'm in the middle of exploring Tartarus right now, too. I'm like, I'm going to do that. And then, depending on the day, I might go ahead and max out Maiko. Because I know she's at 9. Maya's at 9. I think Kaz is at 8. Kenji's at 5. I have not hung out with Kenji in a fat minute, man. We'll figure it out. But I think I'm going to head over there, try to get some stuff done. I also said a friend of mine told me that he could print those bar registration documents for me. So if that's done, I'll pick those up when I'm in town. And I'll try to go ahead and get like the next round of figures. I think I said earlier that I specifically moved my Fate figures. The next group. God, I have way too many fucking figures, man. It was like, really, as I was packing them and looking at it, I was like, man, I have a lot. Oh. And there's a chunk that I put on eBay to get sold. And if I'm excluding them, there's still a lot. Man, playing Pokemon and collecting Pokemon cards as a kid, that had some ramifications on my personality. But, I specifically want to move, like, my Madoka figures. Because, like, there's a decent amount of them, and one of them I fucking love. I don't think I've ever shown it on the channel. It's just, like, a really tall Madoka in a kimono. I'm like, this is so cute. This is so pretty. I love this. And, if I also have room, I might move my Sonicos. Because I have a lot of Sonicos. I have a problem. Oh yeah, I guess speaking of Sonico, happy belated Valentine's Day. Oh no. Have a good day. Have a good Thursday. Enjoy the weekend when it comes up. I think that's it. See